everyone. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Jay.
Welcome to this week's Arguably Correct.
Today we're going to be talking about charities.
Oh, she's so terrible at dancing.
I don't think she's there for the dancing.
No? Maybe
No.
the dollar bills?
But dollar bills, y'all.
No.
No, I don't mean that charity,
Oh,
Jeff.
okay.
Get your mind
Well, they all
out
take your
of-
money. Some give you more, some give you less.
Oh, should I ask which one gives you more?
No.
Okay, well, I think that we all like to give to charity. I think charity in itself is a really good idea and practice.
So let's dissect. Are you talking charities or nonprofits? Are those two separate things? Are they kind of one and the same for this
Well,
conversation?
now if you start getting in, we're not going to bore people with tax.
I'm not talking about tax, but
Well,
I mean,
that's the difference.
a hospital's a nonprofit. Is it a charity? Well, I shouldn't say some hospitals are
St.
nonprofit.
Jude's.
St. Jude's is a hospital that
No
is-
parents ever see a bill.
Yeah.
They operated it
It's a nonprofit.
at a good. It's also a charity. You can
Okay.
donate to that,
So you could.
but you can
Not
only.
all nonprofits are charities, but all charities are nonprofits.
It's like whiskey.
all bourbon's whiskey, but now whiskey's
Yeah,
bourbon.
right.
Yeah.
So, without breaking down the, because nobody wants to hear tax code. That's boring. That'd be bad. It'd be a bad podcast.
There's somebody in here going, "Yes, I do."
Not. I'm not going to get into it.
I wonder why they had that crappy voice. I don't know where that came from.
But just charity in general.
Yeah.
As far as a lot of charities that you see, and there's commercials for, or there's advertising for.
Like Goodwill, Salvation Army,
I'll get to Goodwill.
Make a Wish.
I got some issues with Goodwill.
I do too. Their clothes smell funny.
I don't know, 'cause that's my. So I don't like how they operate their charity necessarily at all times.
Yeah.
But dude, you can't find better cardigans. I can't stress that enough.
I mean, the service they provide to the public, I quite enjoy.
But that's the
I
problem.
mean, I get that they're.
You can be a complete and total millionaire,
Mhm.
and you can go into Goodwill and still get the same deal as someone who is barely getting by. Like they're there to buy clothes for their kids,
Mhm.
but someone else could go in and buy those same clothes
for their
before
thrift
you get
store
there.
and resell them or whatever.
Or whatever you want, yeah. And
Right.
you have
Well,
to-
their model is more that supposed to be. The model is that they have the store that offers jobs to those that would be less likely employable somewhere else.
sometimes as low as 22 cents per hour. So you got that going for you. I just don't like I don't know, a lot of what they do. I'm not focusing this just on them,
It's fine.
but they definitely they're a nonprofit that's for profit. And that's where my charity issue comes in.
But see, that's a misnomer, right? Just because it's a nonprofit doesn't mean nobody makes money off of it.
Well,
Like
I'm
people
fine
get
with that.
paid. People
I'm-
get a salary. Some
Absolutely.
people get, 6-figure salaries, 7-figure salaries.
That's my
managing, some of these situations or
Well,
charities.
The whole idea is the bigger the charity, the more it's going to take to run it. The
Sure.
more work is involved, the more time, and you got to that money has to get delved out by somebody.
It's work managing money.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Full-time job.
Yep, but at the same time, they have there's a percentage base on charities, and that's how they measure. If you go by the Better Business Bureau, they've got a list to accredit you, and you got to follow for keeping minutes at meetings and whatever else.
You got to keep your status, your nonprofit status.
Well, it's not even just
You're talking about for BBB.
It's,
Okay.
it's separate. They
Gotcha.
do a whole thing
To get their rating for
correct to be
a
accredited.
nonprofit.
So like Autism Speaks, they're accredited. There are some big charities out there that are good. St. Jude's Hospital. So from what I've read, good.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some charities out there that are awful. So the idea is what percentage you run at, meaning the money you bring in that these people are donating. Wouldn't it be like terrible to find out that you donate this money to a charity, and then you find out only 5 or 10 cents of the dollar you spent went to actually help someone somewhere, and that 90 or 95 cents of that dollar went to
overhead.
Yeah, overhead is profit, because you're paying people to advertise your charity, you're paying people to run your charity. Now, I'm all for
That's not profit, though.
no.
I mean,
It's not
people
profit. What I'm saying is
people
that,
are earning an income from working for that business.
and
I mean,
when that
nonprofit.
income is such a high percentage, that's when I have a problem.
Such a high percentage of what the intake is.
Correct.
Yeah.
So there are charities, for instance, out there that
Like the March of Dimes.
I didn't look that one up.
Well,
I could
the joke about
I
March
could
of
real quick.
Dimes is that's about
I
all
couldn't
there.
real quick because my laptop just died.
The March
So
of
I'm
Dimes.
going with no numbers anymore.
The joke about
We're
March
done.
of Dimes is basically that's for every dollar. That's about what you get is a dime.
Okay.
So I mean that it
Is
wasn't
that one
meant
of those?
to be
Is
that
that one
way,
of those
but-
poorly run ones?
Yeah, essentially, yeah. There's a lot of overhead costs and things like that. But I don't always think that that's bad. It seems like there may be. I don't know, but there may be a reason for
bad.
that. Yeah,
No, it's not. Greed.
I think it's greed.
Yes, I'm sure of it.
So you
And
think
again,
these are built to employ people so they could have 6-7 figure
I
salaries?
will say that I didn't print any notes out, and I had everything on my laptop, which just died. So I'm gonna wing the rest of this episode, and I'm fine with that.
Do you want to pause it and put it?
No, nope. I'm good. Let's keep going.
Okay.
But I will say that my numbers and my facts and figures are now not in front of me, so I'm gonna do a lot of by memory. I'm fine with that though. So when there's a charity out there, and that's what I was going to click on right before that happened, who's CEO of the charity, the person who runs it. Does that person deserve to make money to run that charity? Absolutely. They should get a paycheck.
Yeah, it's a job.
For sure. But there's one out there where they're making, I think, $3.2 or $3.3 million a year is their salary to run this charity. And their total contributions that year was $184,000 that actually went to people on the ground. Those numbers to me should be flipped. You can make, at $184,000 a year, you're making a damn good living. You're not struggling. You're not middle class. You're doing well for yourself. And for you to make $3.3 million to run the charity while only giving out $184,000.
Okay, I think you said 184 million. So let's.
I'm sorry, 184,000. I apologize.
Makes 3.3 million.
The CEO.
The actual out on the ground money you said
Yes.
was 184,000.
And they spent, I believe it was $5 or $6 million on marketing, on telemarketers, on flyers, on promoting the business to get more income coming in.
But is it possible that even though that number is really low, by putting in all that effort and all that money in the beginning, eventually that could gain traction and they could start bringing in more money by those efforts and then build from there?
No, because again, you can't justify paying your CEO that much more than the money you're donating. To me, you can't justify it in my mind. So when I give to charity, I look and I don't know. I research where is this money going? Am I helping anyone?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times you just write a check and you send it out and you're like, hey, I did good. And you feel really good about yourself. Where really you just made some more people rich that were already rich. That's all you did. And I don't think
It's kind of like watching Major League Sports.
not really.
Sorry, that was my little clip.
It's not though, because it doesn't.
Millionaires playing games,
But I'm not writing a check to Millionaire Sports.
Yeah, you are when you watch HBO or whatever. I mean, NSPN and
ESPN.
Yeah, sports ball.
But I'm purchasing a package for my television viewing.
Right.
One of which might be ESPN. One of which I might watch a show on. I'm not cutting a check for that show or that. Cause it's not like Twitch where I'm donating to someone and giving my money to them because I like their content and want to support them. It's like an all-inclusive package. So yeah, am I giving a little bit of money, an insignificant amount of money? Sure, but
So is there a percentage that would be acceptable, you think? There should be a line?
the best charities run at 90-10. 10% of that money
Is
goes
overhead.
to overhead, advertising, whatever else. 90% gets to where it should go. And then the other side of that is the exact opposite, where 90% is overhead and 10% goes out. And I just think people should think about that when they give to charities, because some of these charities that are out there, and when I was researching this, I found that just about every single major charity for law enforcement and firefighters, and I'm talking like the Fallen Police Officers Fund, the State Trooper Fund, all those corrupt. It's a money grab, and it's legal. You can do it, and there's no recourse because you're reporting all the dollars. Just people are too stupid to look to see where they spend their money. Whereas, the places that you should be helping, you're passing by.
What about like your local church? I mean, I know you don't agree with the theology of it, but in general speaking,
Nope.
No?
Nope.
No.
Absolutely not.
I mean, that money's not reported. They don't have to report that money, correct?
I have no idea.
I don't believe they do.
I probably not.
I don't know that. We'll strike that. Strike that from the record.
No.
Yeah,
I'd like somebody to let us know.
Let us know. I'd be curious. Do they?
But I
have
can
to,
tell you that I'm not going to spend money to promote that kind of
I know for a little while.
thought process or insanity about that. No, I don't want more Bibles. I want less Bibles. I want no Bibles. I'm not promoting that.
So there was a church that I went to here
Mm-hmm.
locally, and they do a lot of civil service, so to speak. They have their own garage, and they help people fix their cars that need help and certain things like that. Now, I always thought, well, that's good stuff. That's actual, feet on the ground.
I was going to get to that,
not
too,
just building new, bigger churches.
Yeah, like most of them. I was going to get. You don't need a church to be, we have two places here in town that I'm not going to name. 'Cause I'm going to put my town out there, but I'm just saying there's a women's a battered women's shelter,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a homeless shelter. So you can just take that check you're going to send to wherever you're going to send it, and go out to the store and buy some food and take it down there and drop it off. And you're helping people. Those people now have food, they have toiletries, they have, whatever they need to get by. And I wish I could spend some time actually volunteering time.
Well, you could.
I could, I just don't. And that makes me a bad person.
Yeah, right.
And it really
You might
does.
as well be a CEO making $3.3 million and not giving no money to nobody.
I'll take that.
And I'm not probably one to go look up all that information like you're talking about. But what I do, when and if I donate to charity, my time or money for that matter, I try to donate to the most local of local things, like into my community.
Which is best.
My belief is that you look to your left, you look to your right, you take care of those people on either side of you, and this world will be a lot better off if we could just do that.
I agree.
Sending your money to some huge nonprofit corporation.
I'm helping
that's based
kids in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
No, I mean, you're not. You're probably not. But you might be doing something
in the smallest of ways, but your dollars are being squandered at that point. And I think when you hit a certain, I know people that when, charity is a tax write-off as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a way to avoid your capital gains tax, where basically if you write off what you made on capital gains, you now get that back in a tax-free manner, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people just write that check out to cover that, and they don't they don't care where it goes. It doesn't matter.
Right.
As long as it counts, because it's a $9.90, and you're good. It's a write-off, and you've now made your money, and you've made it tax-free.
Well, one of my favorite shelters is the one, I should say family shelter.
Tax shelters?
Tax shelter. Yeah. That's
what I thought you meant at first.
No. The Beach House Family Shelter in Toledo, Ohio.
Okay.
I know the people who run it. I've met them. I've worked with them.
Did they make $3 million a year?
What's that?
Did it make $3 million?
Absolutely not.
Good then. Good.
Absolutely not. I mean, I'm sure the folks who run it make enough to
you should
survive.
Make a living. You're running a charity. You should.
Yeah, it's a job. She spends so much. Well, in particular, who I'm speaking of spends a good portion of her life.
Shout them out.
Dealing with that. So
link the website. Whatever. It's fine.
We'll put that in the description. Yeah. But I mean, they do good work. And one of the things I like about them the most is that their thing is we give a hand up, not a handout.
Okay, I like that.
So they want people to, a bridge in their life to get better and to be the best people they can be. And I just really support that, right? I don't like just throwing money out there.
Are their books public?
I don't know that.
Okay, that's fine.
I would imagine so.
That's what I generally look at. I want to see your statement. I want to see what you spent your money on. I want to know where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, I've seen the building. I've talked to the people that they've helped, like intimately. I know where it's going, and it's going to the right. And that's what I like. If you look there and stay local, around where you're at,
definitely,
you have a better chance of doing good. If you really intend to do good with your contributions, be it time or money for that matter, stay local. Look at your local, charities that are in your neighborhood, people that you can visit, see, and be a part of. That, and to my opinion, anyway, that's the best way to be.
Completely agree. Again, if you're going to write a check to some big national foundation, I think, and you don't know where the money's going, instead of writing that check there, go down and buy some food and drop it off somewhere. Go down and buy some clothes or some, something. There are people out there that do need help, and I think we all agree on the idea of charity, helping others and all that. But some of these places are just straight money grabs, and nobody knows it, and they're not breaking any actual laws. They're doing everything by the book, and they're just scamming everyone. And the information is there, but we're all lazy.
Well, it's
and we
trickle
don't wanna
down,
know.
trickle down economics.
What's Ronald Reagan
That's
charities
right.
we got going on?
You give all their money to them, and then it comes back to you later on, just less. It trickles back to you.
Nice.
But yeah, there's definitely a lot of good charities out there, and I would imagine that some of these large charities started off on the right way, but over time have been corrupted. Money corrupts, power corrupts. It does.
I suppose, but I mean, I don't know. It just feels more like a PSA than a podcast right now. I want like to anyone out there listening that donates to charity, and you should donate to charity, but you should also research that very carefully. You don't know where your money's going, and how would you feel if you found out that you dropped whatever $500, $1,000, $2,000, whatever you donated at the end of the year, whether you're trying to cover your capital gains or whether you're trying to just be nice. If the majority of that money was going to somebody who like had a 6,000 square foot home, and all you did was help keep the lights on a little longer, and the people who were actually in need of things didn't get that because, well, I'm running the charity, and I need these lights, I need this heat in my 6,000 square foot mansion and my 8-car garage. Like, that's ridiculous.
Well, we were talking about Goodwill earlier, and I think people don't really care what Goodwill does. I think they use it as a place to throw away their stuff that they don't want to feel bad for getting rid of.
Yeah.
And it kind of
dumping ground.
It's a dumping ground. Yeah. And the guys are the people who run that place have made a career, made a living off of it. People donating this stuff, and they have employed quote unquote unemployable people.
Yeah, 22 cents an hour is their lowest paid wage. Actually, and some of the work is free because they can. If you get, I know someone. That's true. I actually know someone who. How do you word this politely? They were asked by force from a judge to do some work in the community.
I think they call that community service?
Yes, that's it.
Oh, okay.
They were volunteered. They volunteered to do some work.
No, hold on. Was that a Freudian slip?
No, that was completely on purpose.
No, okay. All right. Never voluntold.
I love that. You were voluntold. They were voluntold to go do some work for the community. Mm-hmm. So now this Goodwill place, because they've got their nonprofit status on paper, can bring you in and you can do work for them, and they don't pay you anything. They just sign your sheet so you can get back to the judge and go, yeah, I spent 6 hours sorting through garbage bags full of clothes and who knows what else from some hoarder's house. So these people are just getting free labor. It's genius, but it's kind of fucked up at the same time.
I mean, they're not taking away from anybody. That person had to voluntold to do something.
They're not taking away from, but are they giving a whole lot back? I think Goodwill is a good place to drop your stuff. I think it's a bad place to donate your money. How's that for being fair on it?
That's fair.
Don't take your junk to the dumpster. Take it to them. Let that, felon.
Hey, they need jobs too.
Hey, I'm not knocking felons.
Oh, man.
I've been so close so many times.
That should be a total other podcast. And it does drive me crazy, the stigma that goes around convicted felons and, getting back. And I will say a little bit that gets me chapped up is that, if you're a convicted sex offender, you have to sign, a list for however long. Everybody has to know you're in the neighborhood. But if you kill somebody and you get out of jail, you don't have to sign on any list. You can live within 200 feet of a school, and
that might be a whole different podcast.
It is, but it's just one of those things.
There's a difference. There's kids. Sex offenders it's not just kids, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, I don't know.
And I'm not saying they shouldn't be on a list, but I don't know what the answer is. But it does seem odd, right?
Another episode.
Yeah, for sure.
That could be a whole different thing.
But they employ. I know that is one of the things about Goodwill that they do employ felons.
Before and we'll go back to our original one. We all agree though that if you fuck kids, you should get shot. Is that cool?
Or worse, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, good. All in agreement there. Okay.
I was thinking, is that really harsh enough? That's pretty tough.
I kind of want to turn a blind eye to the whole cruel and unusual punishment at that point. Just go out of town.
We should do a whole thing on prison justice.
Oh, yeah, we should.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back on top.
That's an odd thing, prison justice, but
I like it.
yeah,
I'm a fan of it.
seems like oxymoronic, but
I don't know. It makes sense to me.
yeah. Anyway, but charities giving money.
we went from charity to
Well, I mean, they
sex
employ
offenders.
felons, which is a good thing that they do. Maybe the guy makes a lot of money. Maybe he is using it for, now I want to say nefarious. It's not nefarious, but his own gain. I shouldn't say his, but somebody's using it for their own gain. They're making a good amount of money on it and surviving well, more so than the people probably that shop there and or work there for that matter, on the local level. But
I just feel there's better charities to give to, and that comes down to personal preference. Just like you and I are both animal lovers. We did the dog thing. Like I love animals. I don't give a lot of money or to any animal related charity.
No. Do you shop on Amazon?
Yes, a lot.
Do you know you can appropriate a portion of your spending?
Culturally?
Appropriate a portion of your spending, and it's not anymore, to whatever charity you direct through Amazon?
I saw something on that. I thought it was a scam, so I avoided
absolutely
it
not
completely.
a scam. Nope.
Now,
Just sign up. And you can do it at other stores too. So people that don't know this, I mean, I shop on Amazon a lot. I know a lot of our listeners probably do as well. A lot of Prime members.
lot.
All our friends are Prime members.
I'm Prime,
Yeah.
a lot.
You set it up in there. It's called smile.amazon.com. And, if it's $10, it's still $10 to you. But, of course, Amazon is going to contribute to charity, right? So they just let you direct
Because it's a tax write-off.
Yes. I mean, fair enough. But
Jeff
why don't
Bezos
you-
is a lot of things. He is not a
dumb.
dumb man.
But you get to choose where that goes.
Yeah.
So, you can go and to the preferences and you get to choose what charity it is. And I happen to choose the Beach House charity, like we talked about earlier.
Oh, you can pick local charities?
Yeah, you can pick local
Oh,
charities.
fantastic.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely. And even your local Kroger's and a lot of grocery stores, the same thing.
Same thing.
If you sign up with their little, I'm going to track everything you buy card.
Why don't they push that more?
I don't know.
Because they look nice doing it.
Yeah.
But it costs them more money.
I mean, they'd have to spend money on advertising, and people like you would bash them in a podcast
No.
somewhere. I'm just kidding.
It's the idea
I don't
that
know why.
they're like, okay, well, if we put this system out there, now we can say we have it.
Probably one of those checkmark deals.
If we make it a big thing, everybody's going to use it, and it's going to cost us a lot more money.
Well, they're already gonna. There's certain limits, right? Like Kroger will donate this much money up to X amount.
Sure,
Right.
but
And they're gonna donate that X amount anyway. You just get to direct where they spend it.
oh wait, they're donating it no matter what you do.
Odds are, yes.
Okay,
I would imagine so. But
so there's
you
a
get
set
to direct.
number.
You get to direct it, and you get to choose your local.
So what they're
charity.
saying is, here's our profit margin. Here's what we're going to charity. You
Right.
get to guide
If you
that
read the
money.
fine print, it's like, hey, you can do this, and we donate up to.
So it's not
$5 million
It's not a
or
percentage
whatever.
of your purchase.
It is up to a certain amount as a collective total.
Okay. So
Yeah,
not,
so you're not gonna
your
bankrupt
purchase.
them.
Everybody's. Well, I get that.
Yeah, it will be your purchase.
What I'm saying
in
is
that
that
moment.
if I don't use that service and I buy something, does my
But
money
they
still go
might-
to charity? Or
they may
is
not.
it-
They
is
may
it
not
pure
donate that
profit then?
full amount, right? So they say up to $5 million.
So
or
let's say
whatever
I
it
go on
says.
Amazon and I spend $100
Uh-huh.
and I don't sign up for anything.
Right.
Wouldn't Amazon just keep their profits off of that? And then if I use Amazon and I sign up for this program, wouldn't they then take a small portion of that and give that to charity and then keep the rest?
That's the idea. Yes.
Yeah. So if
From
you,
what I
if
understand.
you don't know about the program, that's why they don't advertise it, so that they're not losing all that money. It's like, hey, if you're a charity conscious person who wants to help out, you'll know about this. If you're not, we're keeping our fucking money. So it's almost like, yes, we're giving it to charity, but we don't want to put it out there too much because we don't want to give that much more to charity.
I don't know for sure, but I think there's something missing here, and I might not be articulating it clearly.
That's fine.
Is that yes, there's a cap to it, but and maybe you're right. It might be a little bit of what I'm saying, a little bit of what you're saying, but there is a cap. Like they're not going to bankrupt themselves, obviously. If everybody
We
does
expect
this
them to, yeah.
up to a certain amount, because that's as much as they could
I get
contribute.
that they cap it. I just
I
think
don't know that they would just give that money to X charity anyway.
What I'm
I
saying
don't
is
know
that on Amazon, I'm not signed up for that program.
Yeah.
So my money's going straight to
Correct.
Amazon.
Yeah, I would assume so.
And that's why they have it out there to look nice and to do good.
Right.
But
It's kind of like
it's probably not doing good so much as, again, a good capital gains tax write-off.
it's
which
kind of
is
like
smart.
the pretty soaps in your bathroom. They're just there to look nice. You're not supposed to use them.
I don't. Do you have pretty soaps in your
Hell
bathroom?
no.
Okay, so I don't have any pretty soaps in my bathroom.
No,
Um,
I'm a very utilitarian type person. So
But yet you shower for long periods of times and think about things.
15 minutes is not that long.
That might be the longest shower I've ever taken.
15 minutes. I'm
That-
bigger than
that-
you. It takes more time for water to go down.
That is a long. a long shower.
I think 15 minutes is pretty average.
Really?
Yeah.
We should do a poll.
All right. We'll have to do that.
I think a 5-minute shower that's too much time in the shower.
Well, Jay, if you're wrong, you have to go work at Goodwill.
I'm not going to do that. I will go serve some soup at a homeless shelter somewhere, but I'm not going to go to Goodwill.
Well, when we talk about charities and you talk about spending your money, in my other, I shouldn't say my other opinion, but in another opinion is there's one thing, money, I shouldn't say everyone has money, but we have money.
Not everybody has money.
The one thing that charities really lack the most is
People.
labor and people and
Yeah.
help. I mean, you
I
can
know
affect.
You're gonna guilt me now. I know. I don't do near enough.
Well, I mean, you're sitting here, berating a guy who's making all this money, but what are you doing to actually contribute to the
Hey,
system?
is that motherfucker out there serving soup?
I mean, in some regards, probably, right?
He's
Yeah,
cashing.
he has to get a picture
he's
somewhere.
cashing his check. Yeah, he's got to get a
You
picture.
got to put a picture
I
somewhere.
need a good photo shoot. Yeah.
Well, contribute your time. I mean, that's the one thing we can't make more of. We can't have the central bank invent more time. It can invent more money, but it can't invent more time.
Smoke less cigarettes.
I don't smoke any cigarettes.
No, but we used to, and that's inventing
true.
time.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
so they say. I don't know.
You're not making more time. You're just not using as much time, right?
No, you're living longer by
Right.
not smoking. So yeah, you're
But
making
you would
more
have
time.
already lived that long if you wouldn't have smoked. When you smoke, you take it away. You're
Okay.
not adding
all right.
to it.
All
see?
right. Fuck.
But anyway.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop being arguably
Donate your
correct.
time.
Stop being arguably correct.
That's kind of like recycling. Everybody gets stuck on
What
recycling.
a scam that is. We talked about that already once before.
I know, but it just comes back. It's kind of like charity.
Yeah.
Money's probably the least thing you should give to a charity.
I mean, it depends though.
Time
Again,
is more.
research the charity. Find out where the money's going.
True. And get involved and do it yourself.
But that whole Amazon thing, that reminds me of your Kroger card.
No, that's exactly like
all
your
they're
Kroger
all
card.
they're doing is finding out what you're buying, and then they put the other shit on sale and to get you in the door to buy what you're gonna buy anyway.
Yeah, I'm sorry
So-
about the coughing here. I'm just getting over the flu, so I don't have a little fancy cough.
I suppose the
button.
government gave that to you because you weren't vaccinated. As
I
a
did
child.
not I didn't vaccinate myself with the flu vaccine either.
I don't either because I'm not a baby.
Yeah, but maybe you can spread
or an old
you can
person.
spread the flu to everybody else.
I don't have the flu.
You could be a carrier.
Well, fuck them. They can't take a joke.
That's so that
It
goes
should-
against
it
every
shouldn't
anti-vaccine
kill
thing you've
them.
ever talked about. Yeah, it can.
It
kills
shouldn't kill them.
tons of
I
people
got,
every year.
I got the MMR. I have a measles vaccine. I'm not a
Yeah,
plague
there's that.
enthusiast. I'm not a monster. That's a whole new episode. We're definitely. I want to cover that one. Bad. Vaccinate your kids. Don't be a fucking moron.
So donate to charities. Check them out.
Yes,
look into
research
them.
your charities. That's your money you're giving away. And even if you're doing it as a person of means, if you have a lot of money and you're like, hey, I've got to write off, I need 15 grand of capital gains. I made 15 grand in capital gain. If you own a stock for more than 1 year, so if you have it for the whole year, right, calendar year, you now get taxed on your income, and that's your capital gains tax. If you then write off that same amount of money you made on that stock, it kind of washes out, and now you get that back in a tax-free manner.
Mm-hmm.
So it's how you make money tax-free. So it's a very, everybody should do that because fuck the government, don't pay taxes. But pick your charities wisely.
But that brings up another point, actually. There is kind of an argument that charities replace what should be responsible for of the state. The state should be responsible for, right? You're moving that from the state to the private sector. And personally, I think it should be the private sector.
Anybody who counts in the state,
So research your charities. Know where they're going. Know where your money's going. I mean, if you think whatever that cause is worth spending the 10 cents if you gave them $1, then so be it, but at least know what you're doing.
And we might be able to have another one of these at some point about the animal charities to the human charities.
Charities.
Well, think about it. If
I'd probably donate. I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
if there's a train heading toward, remember that
The
whole,
parable there.
yeah. If there's a train heading towards
One person or four people.
a box. Well, no, I'm going with a box of puppies.
Oh, this is something different.
Or a human being, and you can only get to one and save them in time. Which one do you go save? Do you give it the box of puppies and get them off the tracks, or do you go get the human being off the tracks?
I'd probably lay with the box of puppies and just take myself out too.
Weak. Grab that person, get him off the track. I think we have people problems we need to fix. Again,
People
I'm
are
not,
assholes.
I'm not against animal charities.
Mhm.
There's a lot of great ones. PETA is not
So
one of them.
You're saying we should spend more money on the human charities and not so many.
I'm saying that if in a in the perfect utopia that I create in my mind as I try to sleep sometimes, I focus on, okay, if we can fix all these people problems, right? Then we can focus on other things.
We're not gonna fix the people problems. We're just gonna manage them.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm fine with these charities existing. I'm not saying
it's gonna be management, not fix.
But again, if you were gonna save a cat or a person and you picked a cat. Really? Okay, well then you're a sociopath, and that's fine.
I mean, I might be a little bit of a sociopath.
That's fine.
But
Just Dexter it up, dude.
the thing is, people are, to me, animals are innocent. People aren't. People make choices.
All right.
Now there are certain people that could be considered innocent. Children, obviously. I shouldn't say obviously.
So there you go. So
there's a limit, I guess.
A puppy or a baby.
You can make more babies.
You can make more puppies.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Damn. Fuck.
No, there is some psychological questionnaire that's like, if you're a husband and a wife in a car and it goes over a bridge and the car is sinking and you can only either save your wife or your child, what do you do? And most people will say, oh, you save the child. But psychology's answer is no, you save the spouse because you can have more kids.
That's
you save
ridiculous.
Kids, then you can't procreate anymore.
Whoever wrote that is not a parent.
Yeah, I know.
They've never had kids.
I'm not a parent, so I don't have children. But I can imagine that'd be tough.
No, it wouldn't. No, it's always the kids. Always. That's top.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. I just think it would be very hard in that moment.
Well, that's like any moment like that would be difficult in some aspect, but it's not so hard where I'd be like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, no, your instinct is to grab the child. Always. Fuck yes. And I think you have to be a parent. It's I don't know. It's a weird thing. Yes, you grab the fucking kid.
Okay.
That's so
All right,
dumb.
fair enough.
So dumb.
This is where we have different life paths, and
So dumb.
I'm not saying it's dumb. I just think I don't know.
Let me run the numbers on this, and well, the wife's fertility rate is at 83%, so we have no.
That is the logical answer. Yeah,
it's not.
It's just not the right answer.
It's just not even logical.
Not ethically, I guess you'd say.
I don't know. I don't think it's. Maybe I'm skewed on it, but yeah, no, it's the kid for sure every time.
So also, check into Amazon if you shop on it.
Yeah, I didn't know about it. I'm
make them
into
spend
that.
their money on something you think is important.
Well, but it's capped.
You know what?
Just enough to cover that capital gains.
You know what? That's fine.
But hey, if you can,
if I get to direct their money towards something I think is important,
yeah,
absolutely. If it's the green horned toad, or the local shelter for, whatever it may be,
battered
step children. Red-headed stepchildren.
Yeah, I messed up. I was trying to go somewhere not battered, and I fucked up and went right to battered stepchildren.
So there's all those programs out there. Take a look at them. Kroger's, your local grocery stores. Anytime you get those
Kroger or Kroger's, is it?
Here it's going to be Kroger's, Rogers, Rogers.
But it's Kroger.
It's Kroger. Yeah.
Okay.
But there's more than one of them.
I was just pointing out the Midwest.
It is weird.
Issue with adding an S to everything.
I don't know when I started.
You're not going to Kroger. You're not going to Kroger's.
But I don't say Walmart's. I knew people who do.
Really?
I have. Yeah.
Do you still associate with them?
I mean, if they go to Walmart, probably not. You want to talk about where you spend your money? That there you'll get an argument out of me. Is we talk about these charities and what they do with their money, but people, we talk about who's in office and who we vote in politically and all this stuff, and that's a very hot topic, obviously, with the president we have today. But if you were to really think about where you spend your money every day, you can affect change in this country way quicker.
Oh, yeah.
And way more effectively than you will ever voting any person ever. Because honest to God, the lobbyists run the country.
Yeah, for sure.
Money does.
Yep.
And who
Money
pays the lobbyists? The corporations. Who pays the corporations? We do, the consumer.
We the people.
We the people, the consumer.
And in case you haven't looked around.
But I'm going to save 30 cents at Walmart.
You haven't looked around to your left or your right. A lot of fucking dumb motherfuckers out there.
Well, it's just, I don't know that it's dumb. It's just, I'm going to say it's more like it's not in their face. It doesn't matter. It doesn't seem apparent to them. And
I like how Bill Burr put it. There are a lot of in the way people. They're in the way people.
In meaning?
Meaning there's a lot of dumb motherfuckers in your way. They're just the people that sit at, I think he worded it, I don't want to steal his material, so I'm trying to make sure I
You
get
hack.
this right. Yeah, right. Like when you're at a green light and it's and you're gonna take like that left hand turn and you don't pull partway through the intersection, so that when the light turns yellow, you and the guy behind you can both make the turn. Right. That's how you should do that.
Except that's illegal, but
It's not illegal to pull partway out to get ready for your turn. That's completely legal.
Really?
Yes, you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you're getting yourself situated
that
for
is
your
a
turn.
Midwest Ohio thing. I'll tell you that right now.
That's fine.
But,
But then you and the person behind you can both make that turn. The in the way person will just sit at that little line like an idiot. The light will turn yellow. They might go, they might not. But you're sitting there for holding the light because that guy was in the fucking way. He's fucking stupid. Or he's standing at the bus and forgetting to push the button. Or just, come on. You have to know about the in the way people. They're everywhere.
I'm sure we all were in the way people at one time or another somewhere
I see him all the fucking time.
in the mirror.
No. I'm the.
I'm sure
Get
you've
my
been
shit
an
done.
in the way person.
I'm sure I've been in the way at times, but
Yeah.
I'm definitely not the type of people I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They're just straight up. You serve no purpose. Like let's thin the herd. Let's
We could be like Xanos from
Just
the
saying,
Marvel characters.
little maybe you know what maybe I should be more anti-vax. Thin this
See?
population down a little bit. Get some motherfuckers out of the way.
Darwinism at its finest, right?
Right? Get them out of here.
That's charity.
Wow, we went from charity to me
Yeah.
going to a dark place. Sorry, you got me kind of wound up.
I'm good. I'll get you ready for the next one.
Right?
Right. Well, everybody, leave
Watch
your
your money.
comments. Yeah.
Watch your money. Be careful where you spend it. Research your charities. Don't be stupid.
Check us out on Facebook. You can look at us Arguably Correct on Facebook or send us an email at arguablycorrectpodcast@gmail.com.
Or you can tweet us at arguablyc. I'm learning well.
Jackass.
Yep.
So until next time, we'll see you then.
Yep. As always, thanks for listening.